Yes. Okay. We're good. All right. Nat Voltaic. We haven't had them too often. Believe. Yeah, like by the time I started shouting them out, we read 3 of their works, but I also read like in total 6 of their work. The previous one of Nat Voltaic that we got to read was 2417. Is that correct? 2417? 2417. Yes, 2417, which was oh, it was like the origami squid that requires that wants your blood. It wants your blood because like yeah, it's trying to get enough blood sacrifice for whatever god they believe in. That's coming out in a month actually on my YouTube channel. All right, that will take. Let's see what you wrote this time. You wrote, "Gazing upon a failed future." Well, ain't that an uplifting title? I assume that Steph, oh, that the moment I was about to say like, hey, probably, they have to like go home from work, and then lo and behold, you show up. You missed only one SCP. You good? You missed the first SCP was all about a ventriloquist with the little ventriloquist dummy. The brain swapped, so the dummy has the brain of the human, and the human has the brain of the dummy, of the puppet. And if he does a show and there are adolescent children around, and he's like, hey, do you want to learn how to be a good ventriloquist? And the child is like, yeah, teach me. And the ventriloquist can be alone with the child. They become like him, like their brain gets swapped out with their dummy, and they have their own little puppet, and they just go like, they communicate through the puppet, by the way, not through themselves. But yeah, that's all you missed so far. That's all you missed so far. We are on the second one now, which is by a, was in the US. no location was given, so you're good. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe when you're not in, all the non-US SCPs come out. Yes, now we have an SCP by Nat Voltaic, and that one is called Gazing Upon a Failed Future. So here we go. And here you can see how this is a small minor difference of an entry log from like, I'm not sure like how or why some of them look like this. But it's always interesting to like realize when that happens. But here we go. We have a containment class save, disruption class dark, risk class notice, and then a level 4 secret, so pretty high in the secret category. I have to check something because I think Howard did say that maybe this one. No, it's okay, 5-3. Okay. By the way, we don't have a lot to read today, so we won't have a 5-hour stream like last time. Safe. It's a friend so far. maybe it's a trigger thing. So let's just see how it goes. Special containment procedures. -A is to be placed in a hemispherical recess in a containment chamber at lunar area 32, which I believe, yeah, it's like the side that they have on the moon. This chamber will be outfitted with 2 cardiac counters, security cameras, and microphone. Oh hey, 2176. 2176. Which one was that? The little light that's powered by dead people. Yes. That came out this year, a couple months ago. Note here says, device used to detect and observe entities composed of ectoplasm. Yeah, exactly. Like glows, depending on how much ectoplasm is in the environment. That makes sense. The devices will be checked on a weekly basis, with repairs being made if necessary. If any equipment becomes irreparable, it must be requested to be part of the next scheduled supply delivery. Drains and a sprinkler system will be built into the chamber to remove any bodily fluids released by -B instances and -C. Once removed, the fluids will be stored in biohazard storage tanks for analysis or will be disposed. all observed 2651 SKIA or SKIA events have been performed identically. However, if any discrepancies are observed, this must be recorded and reported to level 3/2651 personnel. And here we have a recreation of the pictogram 1. Undetermined religious iconography is overlaid in the middle and lower body sections. Let me have a look. Let me have a closer look at you. Come! Let me have a look at you! Interesting. I don't know why it kind of looks like a... I forgot where like those tentacle aliens are from the video game. But it just looks like a tentacle alien going like, woo! Description SB26. See, good drawing, friend. Hey, not so fast now. Not so fast now. SB2651 is the collective designation for a metal sphere -A surrounded by a set of ectoplasmic entities of extraterrestrial origin -B and C. Colloquially referred to as ghosts. -A is composed of a rhodium platinum alloy possessing a radius of 71.7 centimeters. The sphere depicts a landscape resembling current models of Earth geography during the late Neoproterozoic era, with the outlines of continents and islands engraved on the surface. A geologic time frame from 1000 to 541 million years ago, notable for severe glaciation where ice sheets cover most of the planet and the evolution of the earliest known multicellular organisms. Aha. Now that makes sense why it looks like this then, eh? Because like back then, like a lot of cells, like any living being kind of looked like this. Notable deviations from the models are 3 circular islands of the west coast of the minor supercontinent Proto-Laurasia and a ring-shaped lake on the east Antarctic shield. The circular islands, the lake, and what the fuck is happening here? Why is it so itchy? And several other locations on the globe have what appears to be a stylized rendition of -B instances on them. Pictogram 1. Electrical hums and other mechanical noises emanate from -A, indicating an interior structure, though the globe's outer surface has blocked sonar imaging attempts. Oh no, okay, we have B1 through B10, so there's multiple of the -Bs. Float in a circular pattern around -A at a distance of approximately 1 meter. Limitations with card counters prevent a full analysis of the anatomy of -B instances, though general details have been ascertained. Each entity has a 1 meter tall upright conical body with the main body and each limb segmented in a manner similar to arthropods. The body is divided into 3 sections. Must be like this, right? That must be like an arthropod. That's it. Connected to the base of the body. I'm gonna lose my shit. Why is it now like really itchy on my neck? The body is divided into 3 sections. Connection to the base of the body are 4 legs ending in circular feet. Yep. On the body's midsection are 6 tendrils, each 3 meter long and ending in a claw. I guess. 4 conical protrusions are on the top of the body, likely a form of sensory organ. What was I? Sorry. A set of mandibles on the bottom of the cone. -B7 is the only entity to possess numerous apparent tumorous growths on its body. I'm a little bit curious where this is going because like the title is such a dark title, like looking at the failed future, you know. So I'm wondering like how these arthropods creatures are like how's that connected to that title wise? I read the right title, right? Yes, gazing upon a failed future. Aside from the movement around -A, the entities are largely inactive when not experiencing a 2651 SKIA event. Normal activity consists of repeated convulsions, spasms of the limbs, and erratic mandible clicks. The only instance to not behave in this manner is B7, which is motionless and limp. Dash C floats approximately 1 meter above Dash A. The body is similar to that of Dash B, but the top body section is replaced with a large spherical object. This head sphere frequently changes its shape, tending to form symbols from a dialect of the Autochthon extraterrestrial language, OEL, and creating patterns of holes that can vocalize. There's a, oh my god, there's a big... A language spoken by TOY 03088, the Church of the Second Highthoff. Hey, we had the Church of the Second Highthoff once before, which I believe is the same church that the previous work of Nat Voltaic, what's his name? Nat Voltaic, I was right. Wrote, like, the previous SCP also was about the Church of the Second Highthoff. And some extraterrestrial entities. All known dialects are unusually similar despite the large distances between OEL speaking communities that would be expected to cause major differences between the dialects over time. I'm pretty sure that's going to lead to the one that I mentioned before. Oh, nope. Yeah, I forgot. It has its own little page. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, this is the one that we read. And this is the other one. Yeah, that's the one that also written by Nat Voltaic. That has to do with the Church of the Second Highthoff. Yes. And extraterrestrial entities, what does this lead to? Oh, that's later down the store. That's later down the line. We gotta wait for that one. When not experiencing 2651 skier event, Dash C behaves the same way as Dash B instances. Frequently, the phrases "myself failed" and "myself knew not" manifest on the sphere. 7 times a year, a skier event will occur in which Dash B instances and Dash C will reenact a ritual. This ritual is presumed to have been initially performed in the far past during the creation of SCP-2651. Though details on the event are lacking, refer to the addendum for further information. Discovery. SCP-2651 was accidentally discovered on the 13th February 2017, one day before Valentine's, during the construction of the Area 13-32 transit system. Why is this like highlighted? 2226. 2226. That one was. I forgot what this one is all about. It was some. I think it was like some sort of like being like went to the moon and kind of just got stuck there. Boring machine in use was shut down when miners created an entrance to a previously unknown large cavern, hemispherical in shape, radius of 35 meters. Signs of anomalous activity. I don't think it got stuck, but I think it was supposed to come to us, but like the moon kind of like stopped it. Hemispherical in shape, radius of 35 meters. Signs of anomalous activity were reported in Mobile Task Force Gamma 4. Blonde Beard crew was dispatched for preliminary containment. At the time of discovery, the cavern floor was covered in a 2-meter high slurry of organic matter and a pink blood-like fluid. Hereafter referred to as hemorrhagin. Likely having built up from repeated ski events since the anomalous creation, Dash A had been placed on a metal pedestal and was partially submerged in the fluids. Surrounding the pedestal were 7 statues resembling Dash B instances built from a black metal. Of notice that the number of tentacles on each statue ranged from 1 to 7. A small globe depicting the surface of the moon was also found, engraved with pictogram 1 on multiple sections. So that's pictogram 1 right here. And here we have the tunnel leading from the cavern. Anything hidden in the shadows? Anything hidden? Okay. We're in the clear for now. Hey, that, yeah, no, same. The area was then drained, uncovering pieces of blue-green colored exoskeletons similar to the apparent exoskeletons on Dash B and Dash C. Puncture wounds damage consistent with blunt force trauma and embedded bullet-shaped objects were present on many pieces. Mechanical devices resembling guns engraved with unidentified thaumaturgic runes were also found in varying damaged states. So somebody killed the arthropod. Say friends don't belong in caves. Get out of this, little guy. Yeah, you say that. There's a bunch of SCP that are safe that are hidden in caves. And you're like, please no. Come out. Come out and hang out with us. In the meantime, they're like, if I come out of the cave, I will lose my will to live. Imagine what they did encounter inside the cave. I mean, we don't have to imagine. It says right here. Fucking blood and dead bodies of arthropods. Placed next to -A was AO-1A2 meter cubed explosive device. Within the device is a cylindrical capsule constructed from a type of exotic matter determined with technology recovered from SCP-2117. If we're just gonna lead to... Yes, I think I read this. No, I don't... Did I? 2117. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did I think I read that part. It was a while back though. To contain 10 grams of liquid antimatter. After receiving a signal, a mechanism will break this case and cause the liquid to undergo matter-antimatter annihilation with all matter in the surrounding regions, creating a violent explosion that would likely destroy all objects in the cavern. The mechanism appears to have been in the process of breaking the case, though large amounts of dried organic matter had entered the device and halted the process. Attached to 2 adjacent statues is a long diagonal structure composed of chunks of blue-green exoskeleton and solidified materials resembling muscle tissues. The structure forms the following sentence in OEL, unknown symbol 16, hoping the holies receive the blood. Unknown symbol 16 bleeds forever. Presumably referencing the Karu Toisa Holy Seven. A group of 7 gods worshipped by the Church of the Second Hightoff. In the group Otathon mythology, all of the 7 require blood sacrifice to stay alive. So all but one, the only 4th, has died. Yeah, that we know. Well, I know that from reading previous SCP from Navoltaic, which was like a little octopus origami that like will try to like get your blood to feed to the gods of from the Church of the Second Hightoff. Because he explains it's called the Second Hightoff because apparently because he didn't feed them enough. They didn't feed enough. No, if I recall correctly, it was basically this god rewrote the earth and gave a bunch of like subjects a chance to keep them fed with blood sacrifices. And the Second Hightoff basically just means it's the second time that the earth has existed. If I recall correctly, it's been a while, but yeah, that octopus origami also was hoping to get blood sacrifice, like or at least like blood donation. You know, it's just giving blood to the god. At the top of a slope within the cavern is an entrance to a 20-meter long tunnel, which also makes sense why this whole tunnel was filled with like blood-like substance. Apparent entrances to other chambers are present along the sides of the tunnel, though all were blocked from cave-ins and black metal barriers. At the end of the tunnel is a room meant to serve as an airlock, left non-functioned by explosion damage that have broken the pressurized systems. On the other side of the airlock is a mechanical lift that leads up to a 3-kilometer shaft to a metal hatch. Based on the location of the transit system tunnel, task force agents were able to locate the hatch on the lunar surface, which has been covered in a layer of sediments and was welded shut. A metal plate is attached to it, possessing OEL sentences in diagonal lane patterns. Okay, we cannot forget that this also takes place in the moon. Blood octopus does not sound like a friend. Hey, as long as you give him some blood, he will be fine. But if you don't, he will stab you. That's actually what happened in the log. Like they kept him away. They kept him away from receiving any blood, and then he just fucking just shanked one of the researchers and was like, oh, "Don't worry, guys. The world is safe now. We're good." But yeah, we cannot forget that this is on the moon, apparently. This part right here. It's not even on Earth, it's on the moon. Message of Pictogram 1. Holy Defense Legion. Unknown yellow symbol. Hazards. The Not God Lighty. Entrance is treason to the Protosa in the fourth world. Warrants on Unstable 22. Absorption. Death. On 19 February 2017, SCP-2651 and AOE-1 were brought into containment at Lunar Area 32. Construction was resumed the following day, with the course of the tunnel altered to prevent potential damage to the cavern. And here we have an addendum, a skier event transcript. Ooh, which is decent. Note: due to the limitation in the Foundation knowledge of OEL, and only approximate translation of dialogue are available. All translations of -C are based on the OEL logograms that form on the entity's head. Okay, here we go. We can log all -B instances and -C spontaneously relocate from their standard positions. The instances are now standing in a circular formation around -A. The tumors on -B7 are not present. -C is standing next to the sphere, with the appendage reaching into it and facing through its surface. Trails of ectoplasm leading from -A to each entity are detected by cardiac counters for several seconds before vanishing. B4. Unknown clicking vocalization. It is connected. It is safe to begin. Unknown vocalization. -C retracts the appendages and begins levitating above -A. Travelers. Spawn of lost third world. Our self-ascension initiates. 11 rods composed of ectoplasm grow out of -C heads and detach from it, suspending in the air. All entities moving their appendages in rhythmic, sinusoidal wave patterns. A rod moves towards each of them. Yourselves do not feel sorrow. Yourselves' mortal form will be gone, but yourselves feel jubilant to watch over and bring prosperity to people, culture, army, the new fourth world. Let me see what you guys said. Oh, see, on the moon, not the US. I'm not cursed after. The curse is broken. But yeah, so far we got 2 SCPs that are not in the US so far. But you freshly joined in. Maybe your US power have not fully loaded into the stream yet. Can you imagine, like, it's like, there we go to the next ones, like, and it's just in bold letters, this takes place in the US, and we're like, what the? Like, how? The rod slices 2 of the claws on each entity off, causing hemorrhaging to spill out of the region of the wound. Oh, that explains why the whole tunnel was like filled with blood. They begin to walk around -A, creating a complex geometric pattern on the ground with the hemorrhaging. Womp all US after this. Oh, please no. I think so far Switzerland has been like mentioned like 3 to 4 times in total, I would argue. UK has been mentioned a shit ton. Russia, US, China. Those are like the main ones. Australia got mentioned a decent amount of time, but not like crazy amount. Mexico, of course. -C. Yourselves lose fear of becoming pure spirits. The instances stop moving and stand still at their original positions, with the exception of -B7. A crack appears next to one of their legs, and a set of clawless, bleeding appendages emerge from it. The appendages move down the leg and create a series of symbols stylistically different from the main pattern. Japan has also been mentioned a couple times. The appendages quickly retract before -C starts clicking. Stare above. The rods position themselves in front of each entity and rapidly penetrate through their middle body segments. Hemorrhaging begins bleeding out of their bodies in large quantities, with the exception of B7, who is bleeding at a slower rate. Each B instance appears to sit and lean back. Let me see what you guys are saying. So if I get it right, they found a tunnel on the moon that had an inside. Wait, that had an inside the tunnel. You found what was being told about SCP-2651, or am I wrong? Honestly, mechanic, not quite sure myself yet. It does sound like they it does sound like the tunnel, like, yeah, it does sound like the tunnel has like some like language that describes what was going on, maybe written by B7, because he's the only one that didn't get this whole ritual fully done. Yeah, I think so. I think, and like there were like these like arthropod type creatures. Also, Switzerland is safe, so I should come there. God, I mean, yeah. Switzerland is the only country I know so far that doesn't have any scary urban legends. And also, it is one of the safer countries out there. This has made me a little bit confused. It's fair, it happens. Stay above, forget yourself, bodies, forget the rocks surrounding and stare to the moon. Guide your spirits out into black void and stare. Unknown symbol 12. -C's have formed a shape that appears to depict Neoproterozoic era Earth. Small spheres detach from it and form various shapes and geometric structures orbiting around the head. Do yourself see the light? The armadas, the constructors, the blood bringers, blinking into orbit. The lights of the vessels are flashing above the dark planet as they look down upon the new locale of our culture and all its future iterations. No new symbols of vocalization for a minute. The blink slows down. Emerozin stops exiling B7. Gaze yourself upon the all-encompassing sphere of ice and gray. The star of this new world flickers on its edge, and its cosmic heat spills into the void. The dull outline of the atmosphere glows to light the world and the void beyond. -C stops forming new symbols on its head for a minute. Gaze upon the planet's surface. Empty tundra, volcanic destruction, impossible lands, impossible beasts. Across an ice flat is a mass of machines, treading through the terrain and constructing the first homes. Gaze at the thing shambling towards the machines, itself limbs flailing, itself maws flailing, the viscera of the past failed machines. Yourself spirits reach into the thing, gaze inside and twist. All entity spasm. The corpse of the thing melts into the ice and the machines continue. Ourselves spirits strengthen. Soon ourselves will rip the flaws of the world off and open the beauty underneath. The first cities will be built and our species will triumph. And should the invaders of the third world find us once again, ourselves will, unknown a long sentence. All future beings will gaze upon us as ourselves gaze from the stars. No new symbols of vocalization for 8 seconds. Ourselves see Rockmut Luzon. The Holy Fourth, according to the Orthotan mythology, they were an extraterrestrial mortal that ascended to godhood, currently responsible for protecting the universe from extra-universal threats. Itself floats before ourselves, wrapped in blood and light. Itself, tendrils, are outstretched to yourselves. Yourself reach back, gaze into itself, and then gaze into yourself. The spheres circling around -C's head reshape to form structures resembling -B instances on -C. Gaze yourselves and let itself drag ourselves spirits into godhood. Okay, I think I understand now. -C is kind of like almost like a prophet. Not only is he doing this whole ritual thing, but he's like kind of like prophesying how the Earth was supposed to look like. It was supposed to be a planet that these creatures can live on. But from the sounds of it, something went wrong. And now humans and SCPs exist. Well, SCPs have always existed, but in some of the lore. But I think this is supposed to explain, like, oh yeah, the planet Earth was supposed to be for these people, for these creatures. Because like he's showing them like, because like his head is like shaping into the Earth and then showing like a future where them exist. But clearly that didn't happen, right? Gaze yourself and let itself drag ourselves spirits into godhood. All entities go limp and bleeding stops. B7 begins to slowly stand up. Itself is not Rockmoon Luzon. -B instances and -C begin to convulse. Its head rapidly oscillating and expelling chunks of ectoplasm. B7 slowly moves towards A as bulky appendages grow out to puncture a wound in their body. -C's head begins melting. Ooh. Minkowski space-time monitors near the anomaly containment chamber will occasionally detect an object with a high mass of 2 × 10⁻20 solar masses manifest above -A at this point. No major gravitational and spatial phenomena and that would be expected from such a manifestation are observed, however. Illegible. Must not listen. Must not drag in. Illegible. Yourself, flesh. Traitor. Dash B7 appendages reach into the sphere when a large dent forms on the back as if an object collided with their body. The back half of Dash B7 abruptly breaks apart into a small fragment and a large volume of hemerosin. Numerous small holes matching the size of the bullets found in the cabin begin opening along the remaining half of the entity as the entity collapses onto Dash A. A loud whirring noise is produced by Dash A. Trails of ectoplasm extend out of it and connect with each entity. All Dash B instances and Dash C spontaneously relocate to their standard positions and appearances. Yeah, it looks like B7 ruined the ritual. He was a traitor to their kind. So gazing upon a failed future means like this was meant to be. It looks like these creatures was meant to like take over Earth eventually. And B7 somehow stopped that. Not sure why it did that, but it did. That's for sure. That's for sure.